Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of the Success Nuggets for Stay-at-Home Parents. Today is day 85 and we are looking at how you can take 100% responsibility in parenting your child using emotional intelligence. But this time the concluding part, or the part 2 of what we started 2 days ago, talking about a particular incident that happened with a 12-year-old boy losing his life in a situation that could have been avoided. What are the lessons? There are so many things. Different people are saying different versions. There's this interview. Hello, Tommy, Mary. Hi, welcome. Sorry, pardon me if I didn't get the name right. I'm sorry. So thank you so much for joining. And there is the version of the parent saying that they're spending so much money weekly to keep the boy in the boarding house and noticing things happening, but just some holes. Did you take it to the principal? Did you check why you would spend so much money on a weekly basis giving your child cash and not knowing where the money is going, especially for a minor? And then there are other stories where people are saying, what is the house master? What is the boarding house parents doing? Why are they not checking in on the children? And then the school owner. So for those of us just joining and not really understanding where I'm going with all these questions, we started a series some days back on our Success Nuggets on emotional intelligence. We talked about being self-aware, self-management, social awareness, relationship management, and on the day we were supposed to do a concluding part of how you can use this in different aspects of our lives. You know, we had this trending story and video on a 12-year-old boy who died in the boarding house due to bullying. And it was really heartbreaking. I'm a mom of 3. I have 2 boys, and it wasn't funny. And so we took a bit of a break. I went through some things, and we noticed that in this issue, you find both the school, the parents, and everyone involved missing out on 1 or 2 things that could have helped avoid this situation. And so one of the first things we did was to address parents. I don't know for how many I know some people would think I am being mean and insensitive to address parents the way I did 2 days ago. I mean no offense. I truly, truly want us to realize that the times are changing. The way you were raised up, you cannot use that same system and effort to raise your children. When I was growing up, we could play all day outside, and the neighbors were part of parenting. If they catch you doing something wrong, you are in for it. But now we all live in closed apartments, and everyone is suspecting everyone, and the children are not really going out to play. They're always on their phones, and the parents are mostly out working to put food on the table. Things have changed, and so your parenting style also needs to change. A lot of people feel if they just pay that amount, good sum for tuition, then the school should be in charge of everything about their child. Very wrong. Nobody will take care of your child like you would. And so this concluding part is talking, really addressing school owners and teachers on things that they can do to avoid such embarrassment. I can assure you, the owner of that school isn't sleeping well right now. no money is coming in. The principal of that school, if he gets another job, he will be thanking his stars, you know, because it's a case of going to another school and somebody identifies him as the principal of that school where that thing happens, and that's bad business. So you can imagine how many people, their career, their business and everything that has gone in because of this particular issue. What about the parents of the bullies? Their faces are all over the social media with their names. 25 years, 50 years after now, should they come out for anything important, or their opponents will use this saga against them. So you can imagine how becoming intentional, paying attention, and taking responsibility, little things that count, that matter, but when you overlook them, you get into trouble. So the first question to the school owner, not this particular school, but to anybody who is running a school, is what is your intention? Is it only for profit? Or you heard these people are doing well, they opened school, so you brought in some people, board of directors, and then it's the bottom line. Yes, so how much are we making? Is that all? Running a school takes a huge chunk of the human face. As a teacher, is it just, I don't have another option, so let me just take this job offer? You notice those that are in the educational sector for these reasons, it shows. They don't care about the children, and everything is driven to getting results, and it's all about the money. I want to advise you, you have more than the money to worry about. These are human souls. These are people who their parents are coming to you with the hope that you will help them. So it's like co-parenting. I shared in the last video that for every class I have my children, you know, every new class they come into, I have a discussion with the teacher. And I say to the teacher, you are on my team. I'm happy to have you on this team of helping this child become a better person. I need you, and please let me know what I can do to make your work better. If you find anything wrong with my child, please let me know. I am not part of those that says zero, I don't want you to touch my child, I don't want you to talk to my child, I don't want you to discipline, whatever it is. I am not part of those that put so much restrictions that, you know, the educators don't bother. But now, as I speak to the educator, I regard that educator as someone that is very key, someone important in my life, in my family's life. So that's one thing we shared with the parents. Now, you as the educator, coming into your class, you definitely have children that you love, children that are pushing the boundaries, and those in between. How do you relate with these children? Most times, educators start with wanting to really give their best. And then they say to a child, you missed this, or you acted in a bad manner, you will be grounded, or you go to the naughty corner, or you won't go out for break today. And then the child goes home and changes everything about that incident. And the parent, instead of calling the teacher direct, goes straight to the management and says to the management, I did not pay for my child to be harassed, and I am very angry with what the teacher has done. And then the school management, instead of asking the teacher and finding out what is going on, they say to the teacher, they send a query to the teacher. So the teacher is you know, given a big smack. You're wondering, oh my goodness, where is this coming from? and the teacher, depending on that educator, is interpreting it. You know, we said something about thoughts. Thoughts are things and they are powerful. E plus R equals O, the event, and your response will give the outcome. And so the management, they've heard about this event, their response is not the right one, and the outcome is the teacher apologizes to the student and to the parent and decides never to do anything about that situation because they want to keep their job. People are asking, so what about the house parents? What are they doing? What are they paid for? They are paid and not allowed to do their job. It's sad, but true. These parents want to give their children everything. The child should not feel pain. There should be no delayed gratification. The child should not disturb them. Like they don't have the time to help out in just go, go, go. And so part of the go, go, go is, who did this to you? We're going to cheer the person. Now, the teachers can actually do something, but because they are restrained, they just try to work under the space they are given. It is on the school owner, the head teacher, and those in the administration to take 100% responsibility on how they want to run the school. So I ask you, what do you really want? You just want, you know, to have a school where everybody is passing in flying colors, every other thing about their character and how they interact is none of your business? Is that the kind of school you want to run? You don't want any parent to leave your school? Whatever their demands, you satisfy them? Is that the kind of school you want to run? Some school owners are, to be honest, they are tired. They have parents that are using their children as, you know, pawns. They are fighting, and their children are the weapons, the battleground. The school owner is there to provide academic services. Becoming a counselor is tiring. And so you find them giving up when they notice this issue with this child is coming from the home and the parents are living in denial. They're not ready to do something about it. And so they say to themselves, I can't kill myself. Wait, let me say it the way we say it in Nigeria, especially in Lagos. It tickles me each time I say it. They say, I cannot come and go and kill myself. You first come and go and kill yourself. So I can't do that. So they just, you know, in desperation, in despair, in resignation to the fact that there's little that they can do, they decide not to do anything about it. They're not taking responsibility. They want to keep the school fees. They want to keep the parents. And so they say yes to them. They keep quiet about what is morally okay or not. And these children become monsters. No child is born a monster. No child is born a bully. No child is evil. It's learned, and as they do one thing and they are not cautioned, they are not told what is right and what should be done, no consequence. You see a child do something wrong in school, and when the parent comes, the parent is pleading that the child should not be punished, or the child should not bear the consequences of what the child has done. Or they come and they say, that is, who does that these days? We don't do that. And the funny thing is, you are training a monster that you will live with for the rest of your life. The school is just a phase. It's just a time, max 6 years, and they are off. So it's really dicey. It's not that straightforward for a lot of school owners that have decided to take a stand and say the things they want in their school. They're not that popular. Schools that have said, if you do this, you'll be expelled, or if you've been cautioned and you go for counseling and there's still no change. Many times when they take those decisions, there'll be a lot of pleading, there'll be a lot of, and then you find them going back on their words. So as a school owner, how do you handle these things? The principal, the teachers, the head teacher for the primary and others, they are being careful. There was this story of someone who was trying to reprimand a young girl for being delinquent and just pushing the boundaries, just breaking the rules. And for 2-3 times that she was punished, the next thing the child came up with was the principal was trying to sexually abuse her. And the management did not do their due diligence. Everybody just saw the man as the evil one, and before you know it, he was fired, and everything just went down really fast. His family left him, ended up committing suicide. And then some years later, when the girl was with her friends and was in a drunken state, someone just popped the question, what really happened with that principal? I said, oh, he didn't do anything to me. I just wanted to teach him a lesson. There are children like that. They watch the way their parents behave at home. They see the callous treatment they made on the housemates and the way they talk about their teachers. So they pick these things, and when they do things, they think that's the way to do it. They don't punish me at home, so why would you punish me? Why would you why would you say no to what I want? So my advice to school owners, if you don't want this kind of messy situations to come, you need to take 100% responsibility for how you run the school, and you need to have a human face. You need to understand how emotional intelligence can help you. Your emotions. Yeah, a lot of times when the fees are not coming in and when the teachers are not doing what they should do, it can really bring down the vibration. It can bring down everything nice. And then you find, if it's not a school owner that has a coach or someone, a consultant that is helping along, most times they carry this load and they are always kind of irritated and wanting results. You can just forget the most important things. So find a way to take care of your money issues so it doesn't cloud or cause you to, overlook very important things. Master your emotions. Become okay. It's okay to make mistakes, but it's not okay to continue making those mistakes. What do we do so that this would not continue? Is it with your teachers? Is it with the parents? As you learn, document, journal. It's very important for every school to have documentations. Every day, teachers should put down what happened in school. Make it a culture. CCTV is not a luxury for any school owner. Get for your school, because that way, and make it a habit to sit down yourself and go through, block out time and go through CCTV. You will see things. It's not supposed to be there for people to know you have it. It's supposed to be a tool for you to help your teachers and your students. Have counselors, have days that you would teach them something outside school, outside academics, things like the success principles, things about empathy. Help them. Let it become a culture in your school. Everyone looking out for others. Have policies and read the Riot Act to parents, indulgent parents. Let every class have the names of people that are bullies and let their names be mentioned. They need to clear their name. And if someone lies and it's found out that it is a lie, that person should be dealt with. Be quick to release a child and the parent if they're insisting on wrongdoing in your school. But that shouldn't be the first thing. The parent and the child should go for counseling. I know of schools that partner with rehabilitation organizations where when they find out the child is on drugs or whatever, they bill the parents very well. They bill them 2, 3, 5 times, and then they give them over to these counseling units. Yeah, I know of another funny one that a friend shared where the boys were being too hyperactive and taking pictures of themselves, and when it got to the notice of the principal, oh my goodness, that was so funny. She made them do night vigils praying. That is aside the counseling. Oh my goodness, they went through a lot, and their parents went through it with them. No parent wants that. These are school owners that are doing the right thing. They're taking a stand and they're saying, "You not on my watch. This will not go on in my school." Don't be a school owner that you come to school once a week, or you don't care about what's going on. You just come to check the booklets. Do not be that kind of school owner. You have no business running a school if you don't participate and know the inner intricacies and things that's happening in your school. If you don't know the names of your teachers, if you don't know their families, you don't know their personality profile, these are things you ought to know. Your teacher's strengths and weaknesses. Craft programs that would help you understand each person, where they're coming from, how you can help them. It's not as difficult as people make it seem. I'm not here to babysit anyone. Just do your job and get out. If you have the mindset of do your job or get out, you will get things like this happening in your school, because there's no human face to what you're doing. And if you don't know how, seek help. And if you've never gone down that lane of empathy, emotional intelligence, then work on yourself. Everyone is learning and upgrading. When you talk about personal development, everybody is learning. We're just on different, grades, or will you say different levels. So there's no person that would say today, I am the master, I know everything. Most of my mentors are still learning, they're still reading. Remember where we started all this? Identify your thoughts. Investigate that thought. Stay away from interpreting things as happening to you. Things, see them as happening for you to be better. Stay away from interpreting events as an attack on yourself. See them as moments of feedback to be better. So for school owners, I'm hoping that those in the educational sector would really, really have that meeting, that discussion on how to keep parents in check. Parents that are moving their children too fast. They're not allowing them to be matured. Everything is given to them. They move them from a younger class to go to the college. And it's not like these children are super juniors. They just do these things for their pride. My child is now in secondary school. My child is now in the university, or my child is doing A levels. What is the rush? If everybody comes together and say, I'm sorry, your child cannot come into this class until this particular age, a lot of times people would sit up. Parents will start taking serious notes. I know of a school that would have this interview with the parents. Can you pay the school fees? Okay, good. Are you together? What's the situation at home for the child? Because all these questions are going to fall back on how the child behaves at school. And then being quick to let the parents know when things are going wrong. That's why I talked about documentation. A lot of people they feel it's a lot of hassles. It's not. When you notice a child is moody and withdrawn, you note it. This child is a playful child in my class. I don't know why this child is moody. Pick up the phone, reach out to the parent. Most times, parents are not aware of what's even going on in their home. Sometimes abusive experiences from the nannies, from the uncles and all that, turn these children to bullies. There was the case of a child playing with the grandma's phone, and the older one used electric wire to wipe on to flog the child and almost cost the child one of the eye to have serious injuries. I mean, there was serious injuries. The child escaped being blind. Where did he learn that? He saw it. The other one saw it. If it's not done, if he wasn't beaten with that kind of thing, he won't try it. So all this play, all this rough play that is going on, if you have CCTV, you pick it immediately, and you'll be able to, get down to the root cause. If it's a case of a child that is watching violent films, violent games, and the child comes to school and when the child opens the mouth is full of foul words, cussing, once it is traced to that violent games, it is taken away from the child. Case solved. And the parents are brought in to sign an undertaking. And for the next 1 week, the child is observed. There are things that can be done just little, and the parents know this. The school is not taking this lightly, and they sit up. If they like the value they are getting from the school, they will stay. And if they don't, leave. And if they leave, other schools should inquire, where are you coming from? And what's the name of the school? Find out from that school, why are they coming to your school? And if they're bringing a monster to your school, please be prepared. Get ready. Are you ready to take them in? And what are you going to do differently? Please and please, I wouldn't want everyone to just talk about this and then it ends. A lot of people find it hard to pay for training that could be the life-saving grace, that could be the only way out. You cannot give what you don't know. Many times school owners will organize training on the academic aspect of running a school, and all their trainings is how they can teach them to pronounce words or do things better. Not much is done about the mental health of the teachers. Yes. And the little things are the big things. Do you know how huge that is? If a teacher is being bombarded here and they are feeling either inferior, low self-esteem, or feeling not recognized, not appreciated, do you know what happens to your child? Your child is at the receiving end. And you, the school owner, the productivity is dropping because of all the factors of productivity. All that you see, labor, land, human factor is the most important. You will not get the best out of a teacher that is sad, distracted, emotionally distraught. Why are you not looking at this area of the mind? 95% of the success is here. The soft skills. Some people, I love cultures, you go to workplaces where they build, they focus, they invest on their people, helping them. And then you go to some other places, it's toxic. And what happens? They replicate. It keeps coming on. So I hope this would help everyone, especially school owners and teachers. Please, if you are a school educator, a teacher, and you are in a toxic environment, my advice to you is look out for somewhere else. Please do not keep quiet or turn a blind eye when you see something going wrong in your class. Involve the parents, always have your records, and be socially aware. See how you can help them emotionally. Yes, I know it can really be overwhelming when you have to deal with 30, 50 students, or for those in the government sector, 100, and it's draining. Yeah, but then if you have your journals, each day you come back, you write down how your experience is, you can actually pour everything from your mind onto your journal, and you can decide one after the other what you would work on to help these children. I tell you, a lot of us have fond memories of some teachers. There are some teachers you call their name and the child is frowning, even as an adult. And there are some other teachers, the child is everly grateful. Be that teacher that will invest in a child, that the child will remember you and be glad that you came into his or her life. So thank you so much for listening. It's quite a sober one, as the information is coming up on all that went through, all the young boy went through. This 12-year-old boy went through excruciating pain before he died. It's so painful. And having all these things all on social media isn't something one is really interested in talking about. He isn't so lucky. But what about others? What about your child? What about your people? Join us. Be a part of the preventive. Be a part of those that are helping to educate people, becoming aware, and taking actions before it becomes too late. Join us this weekend, Saturday, in the inner circle, as we look at ways for parents to be, more active in their children's lives, and how busy parents can also cope. If you have that consciousness, if you know what to do, and you put the systems in place, you can be busy and still be in your child's activities. You, as a school owner, you can have other things going and still have a school that you can be proud of. Thank you so much for joining, and see you on the inside for the Saturday event. And also tomorrow we'll be coming on with another success nuggets. So bye for now.